Hi everyone, so we're back taking selfies for you guys. Now this is another video we're doing for all kickboxing, and it's called Our Approach to Sparring on the Heavy Bag. So Rico right now is gonna run through what's going on in his head as he spars on the heavy bag right here. So Rico, my man.
So I'm supposed to make the channel. I'm sparring an opponent, right?
Yes.
Alright, so I'm sparring the opponent. Usually I don't start off as aggressive, which is kind of like a little downfall to me. I usually wait to see what the person does. And if the person is usually aggressive, I usually get clocked in the beginning of a sparring session. But usually I start off with an orthodox stance. I usually start off with the orthodox stance. And then I gauge the person with the jab, right? I step back a little bit, cover myself a little bit, see how the person attacks, come back to the jab. And then this is when I start throwing the kicks. I'll engage them again, throw the low kick, do it again, throw the low kick, anticipate the person attacking, and usually this is when I try to get in the pocket. And I come over right and I attack that way. And this is when I usually start switching my stance. When I usually go with that first contact with a person, so I usually start with the orthodox stance, begin engage, low kick, and attack. Then I start attacking this way. Then usually I start jabbing from the southpaw stance, where the person is usually confused because I'm fighting in a different stance. And I'm throwing my jab that way, with the hook, and then usually switch back. And that's usually my method to sparring with the person. If the person is pretty okay in the pocket with me, then usually I try to go for the clinch, and then throw knees, throw the person off, and throw the kick on the exit. And that's usually how I spar with anybody that is okay.
Now, is this talking about a 3-minute sparring match? How long is this usually going for?
Usually a 3 minutes.
3 minutes. So all this goes down in 3 minutes.
Yeah, it goes down in 3 minutes. If the person has good hands, what then I start doing now is I stop jabbing as much, and then I'll put my hands up, and then I'll try and lean forward so I could bait the person. And then when the person goes in for the attack, then I'll come back. Then I'll start attacking. If you see some of my sparring videos, you'll see me do that. I'll try and bait the person and then bring it back and then attack, switch stance, attack, low kick. Or if I'm in the pocket, sometimes I'll attack. And then when the person's coming out, I try to come with the high kick to the top.
So it seems that the jab sets everything up.
Yeah, I use the jab a lot.
How would you describe the importance of the jab for you?
The most important thing about the jab is gauging the distance and the range. So if I'm throwing the jab, I know I'm within range and the attacking person. I also use the jab to make sure the person's not attacking me. So if the person's coming in, I'll try and throw the jab to keep the person at bay. And when I feel like I'm ready to attack him, then I'll come in with a straight. I'll use the jab to mask something else. I'll use the jab to mask like a low kick or a high kick. I usually throw these jabs to the face, or if the person's covering the face, I'll definitely throw the jab to the body. So yeah, the jab is by far the most utilized tool that I use.
When you said you get in the pocket to exchange, how long did it take you to feel comfortable in that range? And what led you to be comfortable?
Like over time?
Yeah.
I say sparring. It took me like, I haven't done kickboxing for like a long time. I think a couple months. Yeah, it took me like a couple months to be comfortable within range, within the pocket. My coach would tell me, don't look away, look at your opponent. Even if the person's hitting you dead in the face, try to look at your opponent. So yeah. So that's basically what it takes for you to be comfortable fighting within the pocket, is just keep looking at your opponent. Recognizing that you will get hit when you're in that situation, and just be comfortable about it and accept it.
It seems you switch stances after you're done fighting in the pocket. Would I be right?
Yes.
So that goes for when you switch to righty back to lefty. Why do you prefer to switch then and not any time before or after?
I really don't know. I think it's out of habit, partially out of habit. And another thing, it kind of like throws your opponent off guard, because I start coming off orthodox, and then when I'm done attacking, I come with a new stance. And that's not the stance I'm coming in with to begin with. So that kind of confuses them a lot when I do that. So I'll put everything together so you can get a full scope of how I usually spar within a sparring session.
10 seconds. Break.